This is Tired Gents Podcast, episode 19, anniversary edition. That's right, friends. Welcome to a very special episode 19, live from Tired Gents headquarters here in South Edmonton. I am Gregory Paul Walter Brain, known on Twitter as the real Mr. Brain. And we are here to celebrate our 1 month anniversary edition. We want to thank all of our amazing subscribers, all of the views that we've had, but you know what? We'll acknowledge that a little bit towards the end of tonight's episode because we've got a jam-packed episode as usual. The time in the bottom right keeping me accountable. But first, have to acknowledge some of friends of the show. First of all, one of my co-hosts, sometimes rides shotgun with me. That's the Ryan Taylor, aka Tay. Follow him on Instagram at Gus McT. Also, another co-host, friend of the show, Earl the Pearl, the Earl of Sandwiches, way out east. Probably sleeping. He's a tired guy. London, Ontario's finest, Earl Maximus Boykins. That's right. Before we can go any further as well, we got to acknowledge the unofficial sponsor. That is right. Our friends out west, led by Christopher Laurie, the West Kelowna Warriors, who I might add is sending a beautiful jersey that will probably be framed somewhere in the background at a time very soon. And don't worry, Chris, don't worry. You know your boy's hooking you up soon. However, we said our hellos and our thank yous. We got to get jumping right into this because it was an Oiler game day here. And so we got to break a little bit down. Watch out, NHL. The Oilers are putting everybody on notice. Oilers, Jets, not as exciting as that last game, but nonetheless a big 3-1 Oilers victory. Edmonton scoring twice on the power play. McDavid, McJesus, McDeasy, another 3-point night, 3 assists. Nugie notching the game-winning goal. But let's get, we got to get back to McDavid here. 5 straight 3-point games. That's right. So my math people out there, that's 15 points in the last 5 games. 84 points, leading the NHL. He's pretty much running away with the Hart. There's no one that can tell me otherwise. You can't make any arguments for Mustache Matthews and McKinnon out in Colorado or anyone. Just send him the Hart already. Send him the Lindsay. Give him the Art Ross. Give him everything. Give him the Stanley Cup. Oh, maybe we'll save that. It's coming up. Just want to break that game down like I was saying. We talk about a couple of the Oilers that were notable in this. We had Tyson Barrie as well. Big clapper, putting the Oilers up 1-0. 40th point of the season for Big T Barrie in his 47th game, surpassing his point total in 70 games with the Toronto Maple Leafs in 2019-20. So, change of scenery, change of clientele he's working with. I think this is a guy that we got to keep in the future plans for the Oilers. We had Koski, Mikko, don't score on me on the first shot. Koskinen coming up quite big, huge save in those first 5 minutes. He gets the win. A lot of people were clamoring for another Schmitty job effort tonight. But we said, Mike, you take the night off. Let's get Mikko back in between the pipes. Let's get him a big W here. But all in all, a great game by our Oilers. Let's go back to McDavid because I can't speak highly enough about this amazing amazing talent we're seeing grow before our eyes. You know, for me, I kind of missed the cusp of the Gretzky phenomenon. I was in the building in 1987 with my mom, my mother, and I saw them win the Stanley Cup against the Philadelphia Flyers. And I remember throwing streamers from the Blues, and it was amazing, and honking the horns in the Rat Tunnel. And a lot of our subscribers, a lot of the young people are going, Rat Tunnel? Google it. However, you know, only Wayne Gretzky has scored more points in a single season against the Winnipeg Jets, putting up 27 and 26 points in 83-84 and 85-86. And McDavid, he's doing similar feats. So he's got a record with 9 straight multi-point games against a single opponent this season. All right? That's 7 goals and 15 helpers in 9 games. Well, let's see. That's 22 points against the Jets. So again, Gretzky with 27 and 26. McDavid with 22. Good gosh, this guy can play hockey. What's on tap for the Oilers? Well, I think they're flying home. I think they got to find an airport. I don't know if it's hard to find an airport in Winnipeg. However, we got 2 big games, the final 2 BOAs, as we call them, the Battle of Albertas. And the Oilers will then play a couple of road games with the Vancouver Canucks. We've got a ton of games coming up for their West Coast friends out in Van City. However, Oilers, let's take a closer look here now. 47 games played. We got 29 wins. We got 16 losses for 60 points. We're plus 26 goal differential. We're 7-2-1 in our last 10. If you take a look at that last 22 games, we're 15-5-2. Got to be one of the best teams, I don't know, in the last month and a half in the NHL. We're 7 points behind the Leafs with 2 games in hand. Don't get cocky, Toronto. We want that number 1 spot. We're 3 points up on the Jets with a couple of games in hand. And Montreal rounding off that division. Although Flame fans hope and praying, you're 6 points back of Montreal. Same games played, so only time will tell. But it's interesting. On one of the websites I check, I'm a big stats guy, crunching the numbers. I think as of yesterday, I could only imagine today, Oilers were 99.4% to make the playoffs. So Edmonton, get those car flags ready and get those pom-poms ready and get those car horns ready. Because, friends, we about to get in one. We about to get in one again, Edmonton, and I can't wait. So, that's a perfect segue. Because on the horizon, we've got some playoffs. So, Oilers in the playoffs. You know, like I said, I can still remember being 5 years old in 1987. That's right, I'm a ripe old 39 these days. But being 5 and still remembering a Stanley Cup victory, I'll never forget that. And then as a young boy, my parents allowing me to stay up late watching that 1990 series against the Bruins. 5 overtimes, Peter Klima and his beloved helmet scoring that big goal for the Oilers. Billy Ranford winning the Conn Smythe. Oh my goodness, it's goosebumps I'm getting here. You know, there wasn't a lot of cheer about in those early 90s. However, man, 97, 98, that's when the Todd Marchand goal down, streaking down this, Marchand scores! Who can forget that one? And then we can't forget about the big Cujo save in the playoffs against Colorado either. So, Oilers and playoffs and the memories. But I do want to focus on the 06 run. The 06 run defined my life as, let's see. Jeez. A 24-year young university student. Oh my goodness. So I just wanted to take some time and maybe bring you back down memory lane for our Oiler fans and talk a little bit about the 06 run. Notably that season, we were lucky enough to get the likes of one Christopher Pronger playing defense for the Oilers. And so just think about this. Chris Pronger, all right, 80 games played, 56 points, all right? That was good for 5th on Oiler team scoring that season. Alish put a little bit of relish on that hot dog. Hemsky leading the team that year with 77 points. Sean Horkoff, he took a little flack for that big contract. Hey, you don't get mad at a guy for signing a contract. Get mad at management. 73 points. Jared Stoll, 68 points. And Smitty, 36 goal. Banging them home from 4 feet out of the crease. Smitty, 66 points. And not too bad. Well, that year, I still remember, that was the first year I became a season ticket member of our Edmonton Oilers. And I remember it was about the time of my birthday in late March where my mom, shout out Linda Brain, Mama Brain, she was lucky enough to gift me one seat and I was able to scrounge up some cash. And it was a lot cheaper back then, but to get those first 2 season seats. And that guaranteed a chance for playoffs. And right at that moment in time, we weren't quite in the playoffs. Now, if you fast forward to 2 games, the second last game left in the regular season, I was at that game. And I remember Alice Hemsky scoring that goal. I'm not sure, I'd have to double check, against the Anaheim Ducks. And that put us into the playoffs. That clinched the 8th seed right there. And we didn't care. We hadn't been in playoffs for forever. So we were just happy to be in the dance. And you know who we got? We got the Stevie Yzerman led. The Stevie Yzerman, Nicholas Lidstrom, Detroit Red Wings in round 1. Not a lot of people, not a lot of people gave us a chance. And after that first double OT loss in Detroit, gonna be a sweep. It's gonna be a sweep. But you know, we win the next 2 games. We're up 2-1. We dropped that next one in Edmonton. It's 2-2, but guess what? We go into Detroit. We beat them 3-2. And you know what? In the building, part of my season seats privileges as a playoff ticket holder, I think I was even with Tay that game. And we beat Detroit 4-3. Late goal, I believe, again by Sir Alish. Boy, was that building rocking. That was an incredible vibe for like months. It was incredible. And you know what? We were off to round 2. Off to round 2 in the Western Conference semifinals. And who did we get? We got the San Jose Sharks. Again, not a lot of people gave us a chance in dropping those first 2 games in San Jose, 2-1 each time. The writing was on the wall. Oilers, they got all their luck out of them after that first round. Well, guess what, friends? Not 1, not 2. Not 3, but 4 wins in a row, capped off by a big 2-0 shutout in Game 6. And guess what, friends? We were off to round 3. I remember that round 2 very vividly, that triple OT game. Triple overtime in Edmonton. What a guy in front of me, he was sleeping in between intermissions. He was so burnt out from all them Rexall beers and whatnot. And who can forget the massive Rollison, kind of post-to-post one-timer save. I believe it was on a Chichu, or I don't even know, but it was incredible. So we were off. We were off to round 3 against the Mighty Ducks of Anaheim. And wouldn't you know it, 1, 2, 3 wins in a row. We're up 3-0, feeling great. We could have clinched her at home. We drop it 6-3, but guess what? We walk into Anaheim and we take care of business. 2-1, and your Edmonton Oilers, for the first time in 16 years, going to a Stanley Cup final. Goosebumps. I had to pause there. Well, it was the Carolina Hurricanes, and this one's that's a little tough to talk about, but you gotta talk about these things. You gotta get these things off your chest. So naturally, the Oilers, they dropped those first 2 games, 5-4, and then the big blowout loss, 5-0, right? Oh no, here we go again. But we dig deep, 2-1, big Game 3 win. We're feeling it, but a tough Game 4 loss. And you know what was even tougher? Going back to that first game. And one of my favorite memories was the Chris Pronger penalty shot goal. But I can still remember it. A post-game Mac T and listening to it I was in the parking lot in Southgate. I was listening to it in my car when MAB, Marc-Andre Bergeron, he slides into Dwayne. Rolly the goalie. And Rolly is done. He's done. And unfortunately, Ty Conklin was on the bench that first game. And nothing against Ty Conklin. But had Markkanen been on the bench, who knows? Who knows? So game 2, Markkanen finally takes over. But we got a fast track. We're in Carolina. It's tied in overtime. We take a penalty. I'm sitting in my kitchen in Lewis Estates with Mama Brain and a very young, still vivacious, still young. However, a Megan Jamie with me with the hard hat on and everything too. I still remember that selfie picture of us. But Fernando, I know you remember that goal. Short-handed goal. It was incredible. A little personal aside, that Game 6 in Edmonton, I actually took a job in the East Coast, rural Pennsylvania, working at a all-boys sports camp as a roller hockey instructor. So I had to sell my Oiler tickets to Game 6, and I was heartbroken. However, I knew they weren't going to raise the Stanley Cup there. Sold it for a ton of money back in the day on eBay, of all places. I remember the guy driving through the net. He drove up. We exchanged the money. Bada bing, bada boom. And you know what? Oilers big 4-0 win at home. The last playoff game of the series in Edmonton. We cap it off with a 4-0 win, and that sets up a Game 7 showdown. Again, I'm in now rural New York. We just crossed the border of the state border of Pennsylvania and New York. We're in this little dive bar. And, we all know what happens. 2-1, empty netter. The Hurricanes seal it. We're down. We're depleted. But you know what? What a ride. What a time to be alive then. What a time to be alive now. Because I think there's a lot of similarities going on between the 06 team and the 2021 team. But I hope you enjoyed that trip down memory lane. I know it. I love talking about it with students. I love talking about it with my friends and family. And I can only hope to make some more memories with my own kids for this upcoming playoffs. Playoffs? We still got to talk about playoffs. That's right. There's another classic segue of yours truly. But for all the friends of the show who are keeping up to date with the Man's House Hockey League, we are in semifinals. But unfortunately, I have to say, there is no more Cobra Dry. Cobra Dry was taken down in the quarters at the hands of Mr. Laurie, a.k.a. Alexis. But that's all right. I'll be back, stronger than ever. But my boy Larry, a.k.a. Tay-Tay, co-host of the show, he's in semifinals against our good friend Robbie, a.k.a. Browntown. And I take a look at it right now. Holy smokes. Is this even a game right now? 29-17, projected win. We love projections. 63-46. I see Larry David moving on. There's a tight battle there. Brother of the Jiza, the Lil Jiza, 50-07, currently up 14-12 against Alexis. Projected to lose, though. We love projections. He's projected to lose by 2 points. But I know my boy Larry. And that's right. More hype videos coming soon, MH boys. But it's been a fun year. I've had fun talking about it here on Tired Gents. I hope people have enjoyed it. If you're not playing fantasy sports, I recommend it, whether it's fantasy hockey or fantasy football or fantasy baseball. Heck, reach out to me. You want to join in on Man's House Fun? We always need more teams. We always need more players to give money towards the pot. So, next week will be the finals. Who's it going to be? But I see Larry. Larry's been working hard. Maybe a co-effort at times. But let's bring that cup back to Edmonton where it rightfully belongs. That is right. Well, I hope I've taught you a thing or two about the playoffs. And speaking of teaching, there it is. There's that segue. I want to talk a little bit about online teaching. That's right. This is just merely a side gig here at Tired Gents. I love this. It's my therapy, so to speak. But my day job, my alter ego, my Peter Parker to my Spider-Man is I'm a junior high teacher out West Edmonton at the amazing Michael Fair Junior High, home of the Griffins. That's right. And I'd be darned not to shout out a few of my classes. You know, speaking of classes, the last class I had today, my 8-1s. Was it 8-1? No, it was 8-2. 8-2. I'm sorry, 8-2. I shouldn't have. My bad. I'm getting old. But online teaching, it's a hard thing, right? Teachers and students alike, we're sharing our screens and we're camera on and camera off and muted this and that. But I had a ton of fun with my 8s today, and not a lot of people will probably say like, wow, working with grade 8 students is going to be real fun online. But you know what? They're finding a way. They're warriors in their own rights. That's coming up here. That's not quite the segue yet. But online teaching, if you've talked to a teacher lately, I know we try to keep the teacher talk to a minimal these days inside the Brain House with Meg and Jamie as an amazing high school phys ed teacher and myself holding it down on the junior high world. But hey, students, you're doing awesome. All right? And just one day at a time. Let's hope we're seeing each other back again in another week and a couple of days. But who knows what's going to happen? We can't control that. But just know your teachers are working really, really hard. And I know you're working really hard. But your smiles, whether it's with a chat, smiley face, emojis, or with the video cam on, it makes my day just to be able to connect with you for those 45 minutes. So I'm trying to connect with you for 35 minutes here, right here on Tired Gents, episode 19, anniversary edition. But day to day, I look forward to each and every one of my online phys ed classes. What have we been doing this week? Boxing class. That's right. Big title fights against COVID. We had some fun, or upcoming fun, I guess, with 8-2. You haven't done it yet, but we're going to do some dance. Dancing is fun, right? You want to be a better athlete, you got to be a better dancer. And if you just want to have fun, just dance. Dance like nobody's watching. And I've got some more fun stuff planned for the rest of the week. So I don't want to spend too much time talking about teaching. This is my escape from that world. But again, I have and I share some really great connections with my students, and I just want to acknowledge each and every one of them. You make my job a lot easier at times. Don't get a big head on me, but I wouldn't do it if it wasn't with you. So all my friends that are working desk jobs and IT reports and all that kind of stuff, that's boring. I need my moody teenagers, right? I need the eye rolls, and I need all of that rolled into just one amazing ball. That's right. Your Warriors, and don't you forget it. Speaking of Warriors, that's right. Our friends of the show, the West Kelowna Warriors, I'm just going to pause because I really want to think about what's been happening this season. And there was a big announcement. So April 27th announcement comes down. It says the BCHL announces season will end with no playoffs. Plans for alternate set of pod awards. That's right, friends. They are not going to be awarding the trophy. All right? That the Fred Page Cup will not be awarded in 2021, and the traditional league awards will not be handed out either. And I, for one, am devastated as I'm just starting to cling on to this, what's the word I'm looking for? Just a good group of young men, just scrappy. They've gone through a lot of adversity this year with a few suspensions and a few missed calls. But again, I want to acknowledge them. So first, we got to take a look at our BCHL standings. Port Alberni pod at the top of the board. We've got the Victoria Grizzlies, followed by Alberni, the Nanaimo, and the Cowichan Valley Capitals. Chris, you might have to help me with some of these pronunciations as an Alberta boy. I got to really get out there a little bit more. Maybe once this whole COVID thing goes away. Coquitlam Pod, we've got Surrey at the top, followed by Powell River and Coquitlam Express. The Vernon Pod, we're going to focus in on that one. Vernon Vipers. They're number 1, Salmon Arm number 2. But my boys from West Kelowna, not far behind, holding down that 3. And Penticton Pod, Penticton V's, all right, number 1. Trail Smoke Eaters, shout out for Randy, hometown. And Cranbrook Bucks, holding down that 3 spot. Chilliwack Pod, Prince George, Chilliwack, and Merritt Centennials. That's right. 20-game pod season. Our boys in West Kelowna, they're through 14. We've got 6 left. Let's just have a lot of fun in these last 6 games. What do you say, fellas? But let's get into the team. The team that I'm becoming one with. And like I said, that jersey, it's going to get up on that. Oh, I can't wait. I'm so excited. I've been telling my students and everything about it. I've been showing my wife and showing friends that beautiful picture. I am excited. But we got to take a look and break a few things down here. Obviously, we're going to talk a little Carter Wilkie. You know, his 14 games played, his 9 goals, 6 assists for 15 points. He's still averaging slightly more than a point a game. All right. Marcus Jugan. I love that name. 10 games played, 13 points. Again, good enough for more than a point per game average. But the youngin, the Bambi of the team. I don't know if I will offend Tyson by saying that, but Tyson, man, you're holding it down out there in Kelowna on the back end. 14 games played, 2 goals, 10 assists for 12 points. Sky's the limit, my friend. Sky is the limit. That's right. Well, we can't ever forget about our goalies, all right? And Johnny D, 8 games played, 3 wins, good enough for a .909 save percentage, 3.13 GAA. Zachary, I'm sure he gets called by that by maybe mom when he's in trouble, or dad, or girlfriend, whatever. I'm Gregory when I'm in trouble. 5 games played, 2 wins, good for a .910 save percentage, 3.14. Pretty consistent through the pipes there. But hey, what can you do, guys? All you can do is just go out there one shift at a time. Just keep those sticks on the ice. Keep your heads up and just smile. Smile and show those fake jibs. I don't know. Any of those guys lost their teeth yet? They all wear their fancy mouth guards. Let's be honest. None of those kids wear mouth guards. They're all like Kachucks and Dries and McDavid. They just chew them the whole time. Patrick Kane's alike. So I'm looking forward to this last 6-game push. Boys, I hope you have a great last 6 games. Take care of yourselves. And remember, the Seals out in Edmonton. That's right, in the Argyle League. It's competitive, guys. It's competitive. I promise. We're always looking for a couple of young bucks. So if that career starts to, shut down after a few more seasons out in West Kelowna, and you're wondering what to do, hey, I've got just the place for you. It's called the YEG. That's Edmonton. And we'll gladly have you out on the Golden Seals. Sick jerseys. Sick jerseys. All right, that's been our Warrior chat. But we got more for you. We have got more. More dad stuff. That's right. I take a look at the timer. We are right on track. It's a lot easier without the co-hosts. However, it's not as fun. And I'm still working out some kinks, some video lag issues, and some audio. I got to teach myself on the fly, right? This is not my main job, right? As Spider-Man, he had to learn the right serum and all that bleh. All right? So give me a break. I'm trying my best, all right? Hashtag, it can only get better. So like I said, dad stuff, it can only get better. After each kid, it can only get better. So Tay-Tay, take that advice, all right? The Rock, he's running your show. He's keeping you up at night. The Sleep Assassin, I hear it's getting better. He's tummy sleeping. That's good to know, all right? But hey, you have that second. It only gets easier, right? And by the third one, you just let the other 2 try to raise him, and you just keep him in PJs all day. And let's be honest, it's pretty easy. But I'm not here giving out dad advice. I just wanted to share a few things going on in my dad life and our brain family here in our crazy little place we call home. You know, it's taken about this amount of time. 7 years is the age of my oldest, Jack, and my Willy Wonka, 5 years old, and Benjamin, Mr. Ben, he's coming up 2 this summer. But just the other day in the backyard, and Jack and I we're playing some catch. All right, he's looking forward to baseball season. He had tryouts last weekend. I'm looking forward to coaching again. So Jack and I were just humming that ball back and forth, and I'm just like, man, this is what I've been waiting for. And then I've got Will, and I'm pitching soft toss to him with the wiffle balls, and that's right. It's a training grounds back then, like ASU. Put these guys on, like, we're putting you on notice, ASU and all warm universities and colleges alike, golf, baseball, hockey, they can do it all. They can do it all. But soft tossing to Willie Mack and just crushing the ball. Jack doing the same. Ben running around like a crazy man, just picking up every ball in sight. But these are the times that I'm really cherishing. And my kids starting to gravitate to, you know, being able to do stuff with me and catching the ball and throwing it back. And the basement hockey games are only getting better, right? And now I have to kind of start trying, or else they're going to beat me. And let's be honest, like, I can't just let them beat me, all right? You got to have a competitive edge a little bit. But this has been some of the best times that I can remember. And then we throw Meg and Jamie in the mix, and we've got our own little baseball game going, or a little basement hockey game going. We're at the driving range. I can only imagine in years to come, I just get my lawn chair and get my spits out if I'm not coaching, and I just want to see these kids thrive. So that's been the dad stuff. Do I have any tips? Let's see. Tips. Well, stay in shape. As my friends Hal Johnson and Joanne McLeod from Body Break, keep fit and have fun. You have to, because when you're 7-year-old who's like pushing like 80 pounds on a healthy 80 pounds on the scale, when he crashes on the couch because he can't sleep at night, and you're like, all right, just watch some wrestling with dad, and he falls asleep, that's a log that you got to haul up the stairs. And you don't want to take a tumble. You don't want to be throwing out your back. You don't want to be doing any of that. So tip, hey, if you're not staying in shape for yourself, you got to stay in shape for at least carrying your kids, because you don't want to be known as the guy that can't carry his kids anymore. Come on, fellas. Come on, moms alike. Just a few more curls and crunches, because then carrying your kids is that much easier. That's right. And plus, at the pool, you can throw them even farther. And that's another story for another time. So it's time to wrap up, but we're going to kind of come full circle here. And it's our 1 month anniversary. That's right. On a dark, I don't even know what day of the week it was. I believe March 28th, I started this YouTube channel as a whim. I wanted to do something new. Who knows? What's the worst that can happen? Nothing. So let's start a YouTube channel, and little by little, gaining traction. So from that time, we've had, 33 subscribers in 28 days. So again, thank you all, whether I know you. Students, so blessed to have you subscribing to this channel and watching the odd episode. And to the people that I don't even know, thank you for leaving comments. Any comment is appreciated, although if it's negative, that's all right. But can you frame it in the positive? We're really positive on this show. But I wanted to highlight a few things here. One more big cough there. So on the 1 month anniversary of our show, like I mentioned, with 33 subscribers, we've got 388 total views of all the episodes. That's a 12.5 hour of total watch time. My goodness. But friends of the show, Lindsay, you know who you are, Lindsay, and Meg and Jamie, our episode 15 has done the most in terms of total views. You lead it with 77 total views going back to April 11th. Not too shabby at all. So what have we been doing since the beginning? Well, we carved out some nice hoodies. I know there's been some people going, how can I get one of them hoodies? Maybe soon, friends, maybe soon. But soon to hit the markets. We've got Tired Gents shirts. You tired, bro? You tired, bro? Wait and see. It's gonna be a sight to be seen. And for the kids and sticker enthusiasts alike, I've got my mountain bike helmet. I like putting stickers on. You know, maybe you want to put a sticker on your MacBook. We've got stickers of Tired Gents coming through. We've got a lot of great ideas coming. More importantly, we just want to hear more from you, the viewers. So again, if you've got any tips for me, you've got any questions or ideas for topics, please reach out, comment on one of the episodes, send an email. All right. Greg with 2Gs .brain@icloud.com. Blow it up. I don't care. What else? How else? You can hit us up on Twitter @TiredGents. Probably not Instagram. Tay-Tay. Tay-Tay. You had a job, Tay-Tay. Come on, Tay-Tay. But big goals for the show, I believe, in the future. We're really, really hoping to start streaming live in the, let's call it by summertime at least. You know, I don't want to say in the next week or month, but at least by summer, we want to be live streaming. I want to have all the kinks worked out in terms of video lag and audio issues. But one day at a time, I got to do that whole day job thing before I can come here and rock it with you during these awesome, soon-to-be summer nights. So, how we doing here, friends? How we doing? It looks like we're in a little extended overtime edition right here. Again, thank you so much for watching 1 second, 5 seconds, or all 35 minutes. It means a lot. Again, this is my therapy, all right? And again, it's important. Talk to people about mental health, right? How you doing? Reach out. Talk to me. I had my own little journey that maybe I'll talk about one of these upcoming episodes. But until then, we got to stay tight with each other during these times. You got to give a virtual high five or a virtual hug, a virtual fist bump. You got to tell somebody a joke. You got to make them smile. You got to sanitize your hands. You got to wear a mask when necessary. And like my man, Kenny Omega, I bid you adieu. Until then, goodbye and good night. Anniversary, bang. Take care, friends. We'll see you for episode 20. Coming soon. Tired Gents Podcast, brought to you unofficially by our friends at the West Kelowna Warriors. Stay tuned for episode 20. Upcoming to a date to be determined.